and welcome to the In Search of Meaning podcast. We have Gauri Malode here with us.
Okay, hello everyone. Okay, so am I audible correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Dr. Gauri Malode. I'm a physiotherapist by profession and so much more by passion. So I'm a professional Kathak dancer and I love to go for trekking and I love many more things other than that. So that's my basic introduction.
Yeah, great. Okay. So this podcast we generally start with the topic of art and how's your connection with it. So let's go with that.
Okay, so basically, art for me is anything where I can use my skills creatively. So, for me, art is dancing. For me, it's exercising. For me, it's coloring. So, anything that connects me, connects my brain with my heart, with my emotions and feelings is art for me. That's it.
Okay. So your relationship with art is more expression based than consumption.
Yes, so expression of my ideas and feelings.
Would you value expression more than consumption?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Okay, so you perform and make art. So painting and dancing would be your expression of art. So
Yeah,
consumption would be listening to music or watching a dance, and expression would be you dancing yourself.
yeah.
So
So expression, I guess.
okay,
Yeah,
so do you consume as much as well or no?
yeah, definitely. I do consume. I listen to music. I read books. I see different performances. I learn from them. But yeah, expressing is my thing.
Yeah. Okay. So you being a dancer, does that has that affected the way you listen to music? Do you get more from music in terms of, on a much more deeper dimensional level than how the general public would listen to?
Yes, definitely. I would say that I understand it better. I can say like I basically understand it better than others. I feel because on technical level and even on like emotional or on a deeper level, I connect better.
Okay. So does that connection also improve your ability to sense the emotion behind the music, or it's more or less on the more technical side?
No, definitely not on technical side. It's more on emotional and yeah, that's that.
Okay. Okay. And dance as a form, does it, you know, expresses music, or it's a separate expression itself?
No, for me, it's a separate expression every time. Like every single time, it's different for me.
Okay. So why this dependence on music by dance?
No, I feel there's no dependency. If there's
Okay.
no music playing, it's like if there's no music playing, I can still perform. I can still dance.
Okay.
I think the beats, the rhythm, it's inside me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Wow. So the
Yeah.
music plays inside you.
Yes, definitely.
Uh-huh. Okay. So the music playing inside you okay, produces the dance, or the dance which you're doing produces the music inside you?
Okay, so the emotions, the feelings, the beats, whatever there is inside me, it
Mm-hmm.
produces the expressions, it creates that performance basically.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. And are there any other art forms you participate in as well, apart from dance?
Not yeah, not many, but I do love to color things. So I do shoe painting, I do stone painting. I usually color the normal coloring books also. That's it. Yeah, nothing much.
Oh, wow.
Nothing more. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. So, moving on to the next part, which is like practices and rituals. Here, I'd like to delve into like, do you meditate? Do you do yoga? I know you're into yoga, so we'll go deeper into that as well.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, are there any rituals which you practice on a daily basis?
Okay. So going to rituals, there aren't many, but every morning when I get up from my bed, I do pray. I thank God for giving me whatever abilities I have, for the people I have around me. So I do that every morning and before going to bed. So that's the ritual I do every single day. If I'm sick, if I'm not feeling well, if I'm happy, whatever it is, I just do it every day. And one more is I exercise. Whenever I get time, I do exercise because it gives me that energy, it gives me that boost, it gives me that content, whatever like I need to like sustain throughout the day.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice. And the gratitude ritual which you mentioned, is it supposed to humble and ground you, or is it for some other purpose?
Yes. No. Definitely.
Okay.
To keep me grounded, yeah.
Okay. Since when have you been doing this?
I seriously don't remember.
Okay. No, that's fine. Cool. And meditation.
Yeah, meditation is the part of the exercise routine which I follow. So after exercising or whenever I get time in day, I give 5 to 10 minutes to the meditation. So it's usually guided meditation or I follow a music. There's one favorite one. There's an instrumental music which is composed by Pedar Hillard.
Okay.
So that music, I seriously don't remember since when I'm following it, but that music soothes me. It's so soothing. So I usually follow that music or any guided meditations, which we get videos on YouTube and everything. So I follow that, and yeah, it's a part of my routine. Even like if I want to study before sleeping, whenever I get time, I prefer doing meditation. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Two things, like the meditation which you practice, is it like the mindfulness based one? And the second, the Pedar Hillard musician which you mentioned. So whenever you listen to this, does it like takes you into the flow quicker of meditation whenever you do?
Yeah, that music definitely helps me to soothe down better. So, like when you start meditating, it's a long process actually because there are thoughts going and coming. You cannot concentrate, you cannot focus. Every day is different. So, when I'm very busy, when I'm tensed, when I'm thinking too much, so at that time, on that day, this music helps me a lot. Like I get focused in a short span of time because my focus is on listening to that music and the beats or the flute. It's actually based on flute music. So yeah, it soothes. It helps.
Okay, nice. And your meditation type, which you do?
It's basically mostly mindfulness only. Yeah, I think I focus. I try finding like it's basically connecting, more of connecting. So yeah.
Okay. You also mentioned thoughts. Okay. In mindfulness, do you like try to flush down all the thoughts you get, or through the music you sense how your body feels? Like, where is it majorly dependent?
No. So what happens is when I'm meditating, I get multiple thoughts. So I follow a pattern. If some thoughts come into my mind, I'll think that why is it coming to my mind now? And throughout the process of meditation, when I ask that question, why I'm getting this thought or why I'm feeling this emotion, whatever it is, anger or happiness, I'll just question myself why. And then throughout the meditation, throughout that process, it happens like somehow I get the solution for that problem or for that emotion. I get the answer basically. So
Wow.
that's my process of meditation. Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's
after
nice.
finishing so after finishing that session of meditation for however minutes, whatever minutes it is, I definitely get answers to the questions which were previous, like why I'm feeling this or what is
Okay.
this, why it is happening. So yeah.
Oh, and the answers, like in what form are they? Are they like literal typographical answers or
No, mostly they are emotions
okay. Or
because
past events as
the
well?
questions. Sorry?
Like memories as well? Or no?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, memories. Definitely, memories help a lot because if some questions or some emotion is there, suppose there's a problem that I'm not able to solve. So when I'm meditating, it's like some memory from the past or some experience or any conversation from the past. So that helps me to solve it.
Okay.
Like I have done this before, I can do it now, and somehow I get it.
Uh-huh. And like while going to the past, do you also like simulate the reality and look out for the answers which you okay, or the ways in which you could have altered that past? Do you think about
Yes,
that?
yes.
No.
Yes, definitely, I think, because I imagine a lot. Like, even the movies I watch, the books I read, everything is almost fiction, based on fiction. So, yeah, I correlate, I imagine things, and yeah, I to solve it. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I like what was the last piece of movie or book which you read which made you imagine slash think a lot?
Oh, the last movie I watched yesterday was Disney's Tangled. So I
Okay.
love that movie. I'm watching, animated movies. So it's basically, it shifts my mood or everything out of reality. That helps me a lot because I do talk to people every day. Being a physiotherapist, I've been talking to patients. I'm listening to complaints throughout the day. So yeah, going out of reality, going out of box helps me a lot.
Okay.
And animated movies are like that only. So they are full of
Yeah.
imagination, new thoughts. So yeah.
Okay, so you use movies as a form as escapism. Yeah.
To
Okay.
escape from
Yeah.
reality, yes.
Okay. Nice. And like on the animated movies, have you seen Soul?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
beautiful one.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
like in the beginning, I guess, while playing violin, the character goes into the state of flow, and they've like showed how the world of flow works. They go into that
Yes,
trance.
yes, yes. Oh my god, yes. Amazing,
I w-
amazing. I just love that
yeah,
movie, yeah.
yeah. So
I
like
haven't
that
watched it
flow state.
recently, but
Okay.
yeah. Definitely, definitely. What you are trying to say, I'm getting it, yeah.
Yeah. So that flow state during your dance, do you go into that state?
Yes.
Really
I am in
nice.
that state throughout the performance. I am not looking at the audiences or whenever I'm performing, if I'm performing in front of camera, in front of people, I am not looking at the audience. I am in that state throughout the performance from when I put my foot on stage, from that till I exit. I'm in that trance.
Beautiful. Like the way they've described it, like is it perfect? Does it actually feel like that?
Yes, definitely.
Oh wow. Okay. And now coming to yoga.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, yoga. So I didn't practice yoga before this. Recently, I studied. I cleared its exam. So my idea of learning yoga was to like know more about my body and how the brain and your emotions can be like connected and used in my day-to-day practices. So that's why I learned yoga and I've been practicing it since then. And it was good. The journey was so beautiful. I got to learn so many things while studying about yoga, while practicing yoga. So yeah, it was a good, different, completely different experience because it's just not doing physically, like it's not physical exercises. You have to completely change your lifestyle. You have to weave your lifestyle around yoga. Then only, I guess, you can practice it. You can fulfill its purpose. So yeah, I've learned many
Oh
more things.
wow,
Yeah.
okay. So like in literal terms it's unity. Yeah.
Yes, of everything around you.
What do you mean like everything around me?
Okay, so like it's basically your food habits,
Hmm.
your sleep wake pattern, the way you speak to people, the way you behave with everyone around you. So yoga includes everything. It's not just doing like it's not just getting up and doing exercises. So it's like at what time you wake up, what you do before doing exercises, the exercise part actually, and the how you spend the day after finishing your actual practical yoga. So it includes everything. So I think I have changed myself a lot after that. Like the way I talk to people, the way
Okay.
I behave with people. So yeah.
Okay. So practicing yoga changes all of the stuff around us, or we have to change all of the stuff around us to practice yoga?
We have to change.
Okay.
We have to like it's not a compulsion,
Yeah.
but if you are practicing yoga, if you intend to, if you are like ready to change everything around you, then only you can fulfill the purpose of practicing yoga, I guess.
Okay. And the purpose of yoga would be completely unifying with the world?
Yeah,
Like,
with the world and with yourself.
okay, like the way people describe ego death. Is ego death also a stage in yoga?
Yeah, it's a part of learning, it's a part of practicing yoga.
Okay. And one more thing, I don't know if you completely know about this. I've been lately very curious around what's Kundalini and Kriya Yoga. Do you know about this?
Yeah, it was a part I learned. So
Mm-hmm.
Kundalini is basically the inner power you have
Yeah.
inside you. So when you practice or like yoga over the period over like years, and it's the state where you achieve that Kundalini Shakti or Kundalini power, where nothing affects you, anything around, let it be
Okay.
changes in weathers or anything doesn't when like nothing affects you, that state of mind is basically kundalini.
Okay. Isn't it thoda sa contradicting the fact of unity, nothing affecting and no?
Yeah, so I guess I'm not that experienced to like comment on this, but yeah, that's what I know. Like
And like
yeah.
every form of yoga leads to Kundalini, or it's just like Kundalini yoga or Kriya yoga, or just a few set of them?
Okay, so Kriya Yoga is basically it's like finding uh, finding what you call as samadhi, or finding that feeling of contentment in your work.
Okay. Okay.
is
Okay.
Kriya
Hmm.
Yoga.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's why it's called as Kriya Yoga in the work you do
Hmm.
or the activity you're doing. So basically, that is Kriya Yoga. So yeah, that's what like I can explain you. That's what I know about it.
Hmm. Okay. And yeah, like what yoga do you practice? Like Jnana yoga or Kriya yoga? Like, is there a specific way?
No. I don't practice any of it because you need to go on very higher levels of practicing yoga to
Okay.
do everything. I at this time I'm just practicing whatever the asanas I have learned. I'm doing the meditations, the pranayams. There are different types of shuddhi kriyas. So yeah, I'm trying to learn new things. I'm trying to practice everything. But for practicing this different types of yoga, kriya yoga, jnana yoga, you need to learn. You need to learn more. You have to go on different levels to learn. So yeah,
Okay. And
I'm still
learning
practicing.
is
Yeah.
okay. Learning is through only physical ways, or is it there's literature as well?
Yeah, there are different types of literature, but even I have multiple books. But
Okay.
the best way to learn yoga is to learn from your guru, to learn from your teacher.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, I
Um.
feel that helps better.
Okay. And the books, like, do you have any book recommendations on yoga?
No, not yet. I'm still reading multiple books. So yeah, if I find something like which
Okay.
is perfect, then yeah, I'll definitely recommend. But for now, no.
What are you reading now then?
Sorry.
Which book are you reading now on yoga?
Okay, so I have learned yoga from the course called as YCB. So currently, I'm still reading that book only. Nothing different.
Okay, they have a book. Okay.
Yeah, and there's another book on Ashtanga yoga.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm reading it. I'm not sure about the author, but yeah, I'm reading.
Okay. Are these uh, types of yogas, like the work yoga and the knowledge yoga, which we discuss right now, how many
Yes,
of
yes.
them are these here? Can you name them?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is this karma yoga, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is Jnana yoga. Then there is mantra yoga, and there's
Oh,
bhakti yoga.
yes.
So in bhakti yoga, it comes as spiritual form. In mantra yoga, you learn through various verses, mantras. In the knowledge yoga, Jnana yoga, and yeah.
Okay.
So there are these
Uh,
four types, yeah.
and this Raja Yoga, does it fall under any of these or is it a separate thing?
Uh, it's a separate thing, Raja
Okay.
Yoga, which we all practice nowadays. It's called as Raja Yoga.
Okay. So,
It
like,
yeah yeah. So it's a modern form of Raja Yoga which we practice nowadays.
so this yoga with Adrian, these are Raja Yogas.
Yeah.
So, like, more on the Raja Yoga front. So,
Yeah.
I've been reading this book called Raja Yoga by
Oh,
Swami Vivekananda, and
yeah.
the introduction starts with okay, so it's introduced these two aspects of taking control of your life and like
Yeah.
bringing mindfulness to each facet of your general living processes, and it emphasizes on this topic of like taking all your energy to the Agna Chakra. And as you move forward in the stages of yoga, you have the ability to transfer this energy into multiple areas of your body. But
Yes.
the primary goal is to take it to the Agna Chakra.
Yeah.
I don't
So
see this in
basically,
the new agey stuff though.
and sorry, what stuff?
The new era of yoga which you mentioned, it doesn't sound like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Actually, it's a modern yoga. Vivekananda Swami Vivekananda ji, he mostly focused on youth. He was focused on youth. His work was around youth. So basically, Raja Yoga, it balances your day-to-day life. It balances your sleep, your work, your lifestyle. Okay, so it was designed, we can say it was designed so that it should be used in this era.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, what Ashtanga Yoga, the 8 principles which we follow, so
Yeah.
they are actually applicable for this era also. But yeah, very few people are practicing it.
Okay. But why did they have to introduce this change in yoga for this
Yeah,
generation?
because yeah, like see, life changes as the decades are passing. The new life is coming. Everything is modern. So yeah, you need to change because everyone can't relate to the yoga which was based on. Actually, it was mostly based on Hindu and Buddhism.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, everyone can't relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why these modern changes are there. There are different types of yoga now. There are this Ashtanga yoga is
Yeah.
the basic one, but there's this aerial yoga, in
Goat
that you
yoga, bear
use,
yoga. Does
yeah.
this include in Raja
So
Yoga?
yeah. So
Oh.
these are different types of yogas which we are practicing nowadays. So these all fall under the modern yoga practices. But yeah, and I think in any way, if we are practicing, we can gain that perspective,
Okay.
which we are looking for. Yeah.
So it has evolved in a positive way or a negative way? It looks negative.
Yeah, but I guess I cannot be judgmental about it.
Okay.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay,
I
that's
think
fine.
in any way if we are practicing it, it's gonna help us. So it's fine, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Now, moving on to your work, like I'm
Yeah.
really curious what a doctor's perspective is towards life. Like, has there been
Okay.
any change before you becoming a doctor and after? Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a completely it's completely different. Yeah, I'm a completely different person, I can say. So
Mm-hmm.
before becoming a doctor, I used to look at things in a different way, and now I see them completely, yeah, change. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so after becoming a physiotherapist, so there's a story behind choosing this profession.
Okay.
Okay, so as everybody does, I was practicing, I was learning and I was preparing for NEET,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to become a MBBS doctor. And like while doing it, one of my friend, she was a gymnast and she was supposed to represent from India. So yeah, so while practicing, she fell from a bar and she sustained an injury. So after that, she visited multiple orthopedicians and her surgery was done. She suffered from a knee injury and she visited multiple surgeons. She got operated, and then she was looking for a physiotherapist and she couldn't find a good physiotherapist here in Amravati. So
Oh.
she had to go to Nagpur. She had to travel 3 hours to Nagpur twice or thrice a week to take perfect physiotherapy. And even after taking that, she couldn't
Okay.
recover completely. And
Uh,
now she left gymnastics. So,
oh
oh my
no.
God, yeah. So that thing hit me really hard, and then I started searching more about physiotherapy. Like I didn't have any idea about physiotherapy before that. So I started searching about it more, and I found it interesting. And I liked exercising before, but after learning about physiotherapy and how it can create wonders, I thought about applying to like physiotherapy colleges and pursuing physiotherapy. And yeah, that's how I
Wow.
went.
Okay.
Yeah.
So her journey was left out just because she couldn't find a good physiotherapist.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, she completely left gymnastics after that.
Oh
And
no.
now when
Yeah.
I am a physiotherapist, I have treated two two soldiers, two or
Oh
three
wow.
football players who sustained same injury, and now they are back to their work. There were two
Wow.
football players, two cricketers, and so many more patients. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that idea of changing their life and getting it
Yes.
back to their, like sending them back to their work,
Yeah, yeah.
is what gives me that joy, that gratitude, or you can say, yeah, that feeling of contentment. Yeah.
Wow. So, you'd be one of the mantelpieces to heal. Like, people like you are pretty important for this meaning crisis, then. Like, the few people which are remaining in this world who have meaning in their life and there is something to look forward to in the future. But there's this something happens and their ability to reach their declines, and you come up and uh, help them reach their meaning. That's
Yes,
so
yes.
fascinating.
Yeah. That was the purpose of me becoming a physiotherapist and practicing here in Amravati.
Wow, okay, nice. Like so going deep into biology, so how do you experience change in a microscopic level of humans?
Sorry, I didn't get you. In what
Okay,
ways
like,
you want to ask? Yeah.
no, just like how the human body functions on a microscopic level, like each minute cell. Do you think they have a consciousness of their own self, or is there someone higher guiding that small
Okay,
life?
so yeah, so I'll try to explain it in very easy
Okay.
way. Okay, so there's one cell in your body. So every cell has its own function. Okay, so our brain guides everything. Okay, so brain is the higher center, and that cell, the smallest thing in the world, has its own function also. So if it functions in favor of your body, it's good for you. If it functions in a malaligned way, it can create a deadly disease like cancer.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah. So I guess every cell in your body, every minute thing in your body, has control on your body, and your body has control on that cell also.
yeah. Okay. So, we consciously aren't aware of this connection between every single part of our body, right?
Sorry?
This information parcel between each single cell from our head to toe, we aren't aware of this connection, right? Consciously.
No. Until and unless you see the as we do meditation, we focus on our breath. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So likewise, we can focus on our pulse, the pulse which we feel. Okay. So we cannot go on that minute level to feel that
Okay.
sense, to feel that connection, but I guess that's it. We
Okay.
cannot go on that level, on that deeper level to feel the connection, but we can, what you can say is, we can feel that connection between our breath while meditating, or on our pulse, on our heartbeat. So it balances. So there's a sympathetic and parasympathetic system in our body which balances everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So while we meditate, that system is balanced, and that system is responsible for every every disease or every conditions which we go throughout, like lifestyle disorders and everything.
Yeah.
These are because of this imbalance in this sympathetic and parasympathetic
Okay.
system. Okay, so with meditation, with focusing on your body, practicing exercises, we can balance that system, and we can balance the whole body. Like we can even balance
Okay.
that imbalances which happens in ourselves. So that system plays a major role, I guess.
Between these parasympathetic and sympathetic, which one's the flight or fight mode one?
The sympathetic is,
Okay, so
yeah.
this connection between cells, would you the explanation behind this? So the not individually, but in the world of doctors, how is this explained? Is it the work of sympathetic? What? What
Sorry,
is that?
I didn't
After
get
what?
you. Okay,
Okay, wait. I'll repeat the
sympathetic and
question.
parasympathetic. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
with one system is there which increases everything. Like it increases your blood pressure, it increases your heart
Okay.
rate, and the other one relaxes everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
Sympathetic
can you repeat your
relaxes.
question?
Yes, so basically, I was trying to ask, so in this doctor world, how do you explain the role of this communication between the farthest of cells? Is it consciousness or panpsychism or sympathetic nervous system?
Okay. So it's like this sympathetic and parasympathetic system. So sympathetic is which aggravates everything. It's your fight or flight response, and parasympathetic helps to calm you down. Okay.
Okay.
So have you ever heard about psychosomatic illness?
Yeah.
Yeah, so psychosomatic illness, it consists of insomnia, fatigue,
Okay. That too?
even even sometimes even hypertension. So these diseases, they
Okay.
are so they are aggravated by mental factors like stress. So the systems, they play a major role. So if you're stressed, your parasympathetic system is aggravated. So that's what leads to increased hypertension and all
But isn't
lifestyle
it
related
supposed to calm things
modifications.
down? Hypertension would be
The
uplifting something.
Sorry,
Uh,
hypertension is your high blood pressure.
yeah, so it's increasing
So
something,
it's of
no? Parasympathetic is supposed to calm it down.
calm down. Oh, sorry. I guess I said
Okay.
parasympathetic. It's sympathetic system.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's sympathetic system. So it's related. So the psychosomatic illness, it's related to this sympathetic system and parasympathetic system balance. So I guess when you practice all this meditation and everything, it helps you reduce that stress. It restores the balance between the systems, and it somehow helps you to like reduce your stress, reduce this symptoms, reduce insomnia. So am I answering your question, or
No, actually, you're not.
okay?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll dumb down the question. So,
Yeah.
okay, in the biological world, how do you explain consciousness?
No, I guess I won't be able to answer that.
Okay, so the free will which we think we have, this ability to make decisions, and the fact that I'm alive and I have a sense of self. So is it how like is this part of the biological world, or is it completely psychological something?
No. I guess I won't be able to answer it.
You won't be able to answer it because you are not supposed to, or
No, I am not aware about it.
okay, okay.
No.
So these actions. So as I described consciousness right now, the ability of feeling alive, the sense of feeling alive and taking decisions, making decisions. I only have like this one perspective of this, which is somewhere between my eyes. There is consciousness. I just assume that. So this can be, okay, this is only self perceptible, but on the cell level, each cell, do you think each cell has a consciousness of its own or not?
Yes, yes. I feel because the life cycle of cell is very less actually.
Okay,
Uh,
like a
yeah,
day
it
or
takes
two?
birth and sorry, yeah, it's different for every cell.
Oh, okay.
Like the cells of our skin, they die like every day.
And
Okay,
bones would
so
be more.
according to its regeneration and degeneration capacity of the organ, the life of cell is there. Okay, so I don't know about sense, like if has its own sense that it's alive or dead, but yeah, there's a duration of it. So yeah, I guess that's my answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, The doctors which work in your field, in this conversion to divergent scale, so like the artist wala side and the physics world, atomic and concise, coming to a singular point of answer, and the artistic side would be thinking more and finding multiple ways for the same thing. In this scale, I'm pretty sure it would lie more on the physics and science wala part, but how extremely, or is it somewhere in the middle as well, thoda sa?
Like you're asking my perspective about it.
Yeah, give me both.
Can you repeat again?
Okay,
I'll answer better. Yeah.
okay. So the world of science, it comes to a point, it comes to an equation, it comes for an answer, and the
Okay.
artistic side would be thinking more things out, getting more things out of one, like thinking divergently, multiple things from one
Thinking
single point.
vaguely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and introducing a little metaphysical element as well, thoda spiritualish, wo.
Yes, yes, yes.
And this would be coming to a point, one answer, rigid. Like on this scale,
So
where does the doctrine and hospitality ness comes in?
okay. See, so if we are talking about everyone, like doctors, so they'll usually go in this part where the science stands, where there are equations, where there are procedures and results. So doctors stand there. But if you ask me, I stand in between both
Okay.
the points. Okay, so I believe you need both things to maintain the balance, to create balance.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I'm treating one patient, so usually doctors, the other doctors, the consultants, or yeah, so they don't communicate with patient that much. My session is for like 45 minutes to 1 hour session with every patient. Okay, so there'll be definitely the technical thing I'll be using, but I will need to know more about the patient psychology also.
Okay.
Okay, so for that I need to maintain the balance between both the
Yeah.
things to treat my patient or to do my work.
Yeah.
So I think I stand between both the points. Yeah.
Yeah. You being a physiotherapist might take you more on the metaphysical side than rest of them. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Like, so as you said, like most of the doctors are on the scientific side of things. Like when it, I guess this is also mentioned in yoga, the balance between masculine and the feminine. So
Hmm.
probably, yeah, the feminine side would be this metaphysical side, and masculine would be this physics and scientific part of things.
No, 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 no,
No?
no, no, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't agree with that because I have seen many like male practitioners
Hmm.
who can maintain this balance. So
Okay.
yeah.
No, I wasn't talking about gender. I was like in more of like in yin
Okay.
and yang terms. So healing the
Okay.
patient in with the balance of yin and yang.
No, sorry, I'm not getting you.
Okay. No, okay.
No.
Leaving the gender part aside,
Okay.
treating a patient uh, in terms of yoga and also in general should
Hmm.
be, I guess, looked out from the perspective of balancing this yin and yang
Yeah.
slash masculine and the feminine slash metaphysics
Okay.
and science.
Okay.
Now that
So,
most of the world is dependent on science and metaphysics part is being looked down upon, has it affected the process and progress of healing a human being?
okay. So, according to me, I try to balance these things which
Hmm.
you said. I cannot comment about like others,
Hmm.
but
No, collectively,
according to me, collectively, I guess yeah, it's affecting a
in a
lot
poor way.
because yeah, it's in
Oh.
a poor way because yeah, most of the people are focused on this scientific side,
Hmm. Hmm.
and only the psychologists or there are practitioners like they practice yoga,
Hmm. Hmm.
mindfulness. There are different types of therapies involved. So these people, I guess, are working more on balancing this,
Hmm. Hmm.
but the medical practitioners are more focused on the scientific part.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So when any doctor goes deep into biology, so going deep, I think and slash hope that it shows them the feminine side of things, the metaphysics side of things, or is it completely depending on the perspective of the doctor? Going deep, if they are
Yeah,
inclined to something, they'll just believe that more, or is there some change?
no, I guess it is personal. Like
Mm-hmm.
it depends on the person, how that person is,
Okay.
how he has learned from his past. So I guess yeah, it's a very personal choice. Yeah.
This emphasis on the physics and science point, is it due to the way they teach this, or no? Is it personal?
Yeah. I think um it doesn't affect actually.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be that person if you are taking admission in a medical course. The way they teach us is definitely a factor, but more or less it's you, what you are as a person, how you think. I think it affects more
Okay.
than the teachers or what you are learning. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yes.
repeating the same question again, the connection between the brain and the cell, which is, the whole and parts. These minute parts together making a whole, and I we are told that this whole is being controlled by the brain.
Yeah.
And to these
So
this minutest parts, which being the cell, does it have its own consciousness, of does it have control over itself, and it understands the fact that I have this message received from somewhere above, I have to calculate and do these processes, and I'll die after this. Does the cell
okay,
have
okay,
this
okay.
consciousness? Yeah.
Okay, so cell doesn't have this consciousness, but I'll explain you how it works. So
Okay.
your brain is a higher control, which controls everything. So if we consider the cell from your muscle, okay, so your
Yeah.
brain sends signals to your muscles, and
Yeah.
so that's how the cells from your muscles are gonna work. So, but the cell also has its own brain, which we call as nucleus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the nucleus functions for the cell. The cell has the ability to create its own energy and to sustain basically. But it takes control from the higher center, that is brain, or there are some proteins, we call it as cyclin or cyclin dependent
Mm-hmm.
kinase. So these proteins and your brain, they function for the life cycle of your cell.
Okay.
Okay, so cell can create its own energy to perform the function, but
Yeah.
it is dependent on your brain and these proteins for its life cycle.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
And okay. So
yeah,
and so probably, as you mentioned before, there are multiple processes, and this would be just one of
yeah,
them.
yeah,
And this one single process among multiple of them bears so much information, part and parcel of information, which completely
yes,
goes unaware from our side.
yes. We cannot sense it. We don't have
Yeah.
control over it.
So much of information is has a starting point and an end point which goes completely unaware from our side. So this
Yes,
thing called consciousness, which we think we have
yeah.
in
It
okay,
is, yeah.
thoda sa
So
words
it
list hai.
is, yeah, yeah. So it is bit superficial.
Mm-hmm. So this
Yeah.
feeling or thing, consciousness, would be us self-decepting ourselves.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can say
so
that, yes.
if brain is controlling everything and we don't know what's going in our brain, how do we define the actions which occur then? If everything has its control being controlled by something above, I'm
Yeah.
having a hard time phrasing this, but
Okay, so
you, yeah,
yeah, I'll try answering it if it's okay, you can tell me.
okay, yeah,
Okay, so yeah, there are two parts here. Okay,
yeah,
there's a thing which we call as will.
yeah,
So, will to do this or will to do that.
exactly,
Okay, so yeah, it's again controlled by your brain. There are different hormones which make
yeah,
us feel happy, which make us feel sad. Okay, so this the concentration. So there's one hormone which we call as serotonin. Okay, so if
yeah,
its levels are high, we feel happy. If its levels are low, we don't get that sense of happiness. Okay,
yeah,
so I can say that yeah, it's all controlled by our brain on the technical side. If we go on a technical side,
hmm,
so we cannot give instructions, or we cannot what do you say? We cannot instruct our brain to do this and do that, but we can balance the function by doing meditation.
okay, so there's a lack of control, and you just said that things like meditations and yoga induce control.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
So
can, yeah.
again, this will to meditate is again, kind of coming like taking a birth from hormones and some chemicals inside our brains. So that
Yes,
too
yes,
is,
yes.
a sign of lack of control again then.
Yes.
Yeah. So, by now coming to this point of conversation, I take it that you believe that there is no free will. We don't have the ability to make choice.
Yeah. We do have the ability
Okay.
to make choice, but again, it is everything is controlled by your brain.
Okay. how do you still believe that we have a part left in us that is there making choices?
Mm, no, I guess I don't have answer for that. But
Okay.
just give me some time.
Okay.
If I find any example to explain, I'll explain you later.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. So again, the last part of this, which is called
Yes.
meaning making, it I'll just start off with asking you how important is it for you to ask why wala questions?
Yeah, I explained you while I was explaining the process of meditation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I have this habit of asking why to each and everything I'm
Hmm.
doing or I'm performing. So asking why helps me to solve things. As I've explained before, if I ask like why I'm feeling this,
Yeah.
so while doing meditations or even while doing my work, if I'm doing any treatment or anything, uh, or if I'm like discussing any case with my colleagues, so I'll ask this question like why I'm doing this,
Hmm.
how is it gonna help that person. So yeah, it helps me to like you know solve that thing to or to face
Okay.
anything. Yeah, so
Okay. So you ask why in order to improve the output.
yes.
Okay. Like, oh. So you also have an objective when you have the curiosity behind something you are feeling, which is not something which you feel usually, and knowing the why behind it. And when you know the why behind it, you have a motive in the future for it as well.
Yeah, yeah, motive, or you can say if I'm feeling something which I shouldn't be feeling now, or
Hmm.
if I'm getting any feeling, so I'll ask myself why I'm feeling this. I'll think over it. I'll try correlating it with the past experiences. Like, have I
Hmm.
ever felt this, or what was the trigger behind it that I'm getting this emotion right now? So then I get more control over that emotion.
Hmm.
When I ask why, and I figure it out, then I get more control that why I'm feeling this and how I can, how I can resolve it basically.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, okay. Now the next question is like, do you attach meaning to things, memories, and so I'd like to correlate this question to the answer which you gave me just now of analyzing few uneven thoughts and analyzing the past. So when you think over slash analyze the past, do you tend to attach meaning to it as well?
Sorry, I'm not getting you. Like attaching meaning to objects means what? In what sense?
Object attaching meaning to objects is in a very superficial way, but when it comes to past, knowing the why behind the past and trying to attaching it to a archetype, be it any the hero archetype or the any archetype slash stories which we have, mythological stories. Do you attach meaning in that fashion?
No, I'm not getting you actually. What you're trying to
Okay.
explain me. No.
Well, it's the output thing which we first discussed. Do you have set equations or have you formed equations in order to analyze the past which will help you with the outcome which you have decided?
No, I guess it's different every time.
Okay. So,
So
different every time.
I don't use same strategy every
Okay.
time to figure out
Hmm.
things. I guess it's different every time. Like there can be object, or there can be a memory, or it can be a conversation which helps me to resolve. So there's nothing fixed. I don't use the same strategy every time.
Okay. Ooh, okay. So, are there any strategies which you did use in the past and you felt that they were quite effective?
Yeah, so sometimes it's mostly it's a memory, or it's a conversation which I had in the past
Mm-hmm.
with a person, with a friend, or yeah. So that conversation really helps me. Like it's like the emotions or whatever ideas we have
Okay.
exchanged. Yeah, that helps me to resolve the thing in the present.
Okay. And again, do you use dance as well to help you out of any of these malfunctioning thoughts?
I don't use dance
Okay.
to like resolve these thoughts.
Hmm.
I can't it can't be explained in words, but it's a feeling you get. Like it's not a routine. It's not a part of routine. Dance is not a part of routine, but it's a feeling you get when you want to let out let out the
Okay.
emotion or let out the feelings.
Oh,
So
catharsis type.
at at that time I usually do dance. Yeah.
Hmm. Oh wow. Okay. That's
Yeah.
nice. Okay. Next question. Have you decided or given words to your legacy, the way you want to be remembered after your death?
Oh, okay. But I don't think I'm that experienced to
Okay.
answer it. But definitely, if I have some knowledge, like the way I practice physiotherapy, I would definitely love to teach these things the way I practice, and I want the person who is eager to learn, or I want to teach these things, and I want it to pass down.
Okay. The things you learn from physiotherapy, you'd like it to pass down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Am I answering your question
No,
again?
yeah, yeah. It does answer the question, yes.
Yeah.
And,
So
you
not
being. Okay.
legacies because yeah, I'm not that experienced, but
Okay.
yeah, definitely the practice which I'm doing it, I want it to pass down. Yeah.
And you being a doctor, so your major thing would be to heal things, getting things back to their
Yes.
life force.
Yes.
Okay. So this process of you becoming a doctor, has it affected your perception of death?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Like I don't know.
Have you
What
thought
are
about
you
death?
no.
This thing of decay and loss.
Sorry. Can you repeat? Like,
Okay.
what do you want me to answer? Yeah.
No,
I'm not
as
getting it. Yeah.
okay. You as a doctor, how do you perceive death? This thing of decay and things fading away.
Okay. So basically, I think it's just a process.
Okay.
Okay. So everyone has to go through it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it. I think in a that science frame.
Okay.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you take birth, you finish your work, and then you
Die.
eventually die. Yeah. So about death, I'll frame it in that science frame only. That
Okay.
it's a process.
So, in the complete biological world, medical world, death is just a
Yeah.
full stop and nothing more.
Yes.
Okay.
So I am not aware, or I have never thought about life after death, or is there anything like if the soul dies or it remains. So I have
Okay.
not thought in that manner.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have any experience with? Okay. First, let me ask you: are you aware of psychedelics?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
Psychedelic
effect it.
drugs, you mean?
Well,
Psychedelic
not
drugs, and
drugs. I'd
yeah.
say more like they are medicine. Okay, I'm not talking. Psychedelics are not these drugs. Methamphetamine and cocaine. No, not that.
Yeah.
But these plant medicine which are tribally found in tribal locations and tribal people are found, like ayahuasca and on some level LSD as well, mushrooms, magic mushrooms.
Yeah.
You know the effect it has on people.
Yeah. It
Okay.
like whatever I have read, I have not experienced,
Okay.
but or seen in present, but whatever I have read, it gives a feeling, it gives a sense of like separating your soul from your body, or like separating
Out of
your
body
mind.
experience. Yeah.
Yes. So it creates that
Okay.
environment, and you get the sense. So yeah, my knowledge is limited to that much only. Yeah.
Okay. Not all psychedelics are out of body experience. That's mainly ketamine, I guess. And yeah, most of them, like magic mushrooms and all, they introduce ego death. And that
Okay.
is the point. Okay, ego death, cancer patients, stage 4 cancer patients, they were introduced to magic mushrooms, and their perception of death completely changed. They were completely okay with dying. Before taking
Oh,
the trip,
okay.
they were like completely anxious of death. Oh my god, I'm going to die, I'm going to lose my loved ones. And after the trip, they were completely at peace with death. Okay, that's fine, I'm going to die, that's good. So,
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
and this psychedelics as a field, I'm very much interested in this, and this field is bringing the medical field towards the metaphysical element as well. So this is
Okay.
like the catalyst of bringing the medical world towards the feminine slash metaphysical side. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Even
Okay.
I was not aware about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Now I'm going to ask you, like, this is the most key question of this podcast.
Okay.
What is something which you devote your life towards? What is the higher sense of authority which you devote towards your life? Is there something on those lines?
Okay. So me devoting my life is
Yeah, to something out there.
okay. I would love to devote it to my profession.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
I'll
So
tread back a little.
okay.
So whenever people have these psychedelic trips, they go into a higher state of consciousness. It's altered state of
Okay.
consciousness, and when they
Yeah.
come back into the real life, they say this, that what they experienced in the trip was more real and had more life in its experience than the thing which we are
Okay.
living now. Okay.
Okay.
And so they come out thinking that there's a higher reality somewhere out there, and we should be kind of aiming towards that, reaching that as an ideal.
Okay.
So coming back here, do you have this higher sense of reality, or a higher ideal which you have the importance to reach, no matter how your death results to?
No, I guess. I haven't thought it that way.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, and the classic question, I won't ask what's the meaning of life, but personally to you, what would be, or have you thought out the meaning of your life?
Okay. Rather than meaning, I would say it's purpose.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's
So
why I asked the legacy question first, that inclines towards purpose, and meaning would be something different. But go ahead, you can answer it.
okay. So yeah, I would say purpose because like before becoming a physiotherapist, it would have been different. But after becoming a physiotherapist, I would say healing or treating my patients is what is the purpose of my life now. And there are other factors. There's family and everything, but the priority is this.
Okay. Saving and healing people.
Yes.
Yes, great. Like we are done with the formal podcast. Like we can break the
Okay.
fourth wall here. I'd like
Okay.
to know about how your experience was with this podcast.
Okay. So this thing which you've explained about mindfulness
Hmm.
and everything. I haven't read about it much, or I didn't know, but
Hmm.
it was good. Like when I was telling you, when I was talking about it, I was thinking, I was exploring, I was speaking
Hmm.
more, I was thinking more, and I was speaking more. So I guess it's gonna give me a different perspective now,
Okay.
and yeah, it was good.
The mindfulness you mean, but the self thing which we were talking about?
Yeah, definitely. That thing, I'm gonna explore more now
Hmm.
about
It's
it. I'm gonna
just so you know, it's called panpsychism. That every little element has its consciousness of its own. If you are
panpsychism.
interested, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to learn about it. And yeah, that's it, I guess.
And is
It
there
was,
anything which you wanted to talk about which we didn't touch upon?
no, I guess.
No? Okay.
Actually, I'm not a person who speaks more,
Okay.
but yeah, while discussing, I learned about the psychedelics from you,
Hmm.
this new term, panpsychism. Yeah,
Yeah.
so some things were new for me too, so I would love to explore more about it.
Great. Well, we're done here. Thank you for joining in. It was a great and lovely experience talking to you.
Yeah, same here. So, thank you.
You're welcome.